Yeah, thank you. There was a lady who asked about the big cars the MPs drive, but she has a question which is always asked at home. Yesterday I was walking with my assistant on the street in London, and he said, how come people here drive very small cars and yet you have such big cars at home? And my answer was, when you have very nice roads and you have very efficient railway system, surely, and you don't have a village to go to, surely you don't need a big car. You need a small car which you can afford to manage. The cars in Uganda are big, everybody drives a big car because the roads are very bad. When you go to a village, your village, with a small car, you may not manage when it has rain. You will leave the car on the road. Now, MPs, and I'm talking to you as a member of the Parliamentary Commission, which is the governance board of Parliament. MPs are workers, just like you as workers, wherever you are. And when you're a worker, somebody is a worker, needs to be empowered to do the work. You must have a computer, you must have a desk, you must have an office, you must have transport. And the MPs are paid mileage. It is true, MPs were given roughly something like £20,000 per person, per MP, to buy cars. That could not afford them any new car. No MP drives a brand new car. I think in Uganda, only the president and a few ministers drive brand new cars, but all these MPs drive ramshackle old Japanese cars, 10 years old. Even when those cars are bought at 20, I don't know whether £20,000 can buy a brand new car, four-wheel car in London. They can't. But as the money was given, I'll give my own example. I got 103 million shillings and went and bought a car, a Pajero, which was 6 years old, at 87 million. And it's not a good car. So I know that it pains that you have your citizens, our fellow citizens who are poor, but at the same time, should MPs not work for those poor citizens? It's an issue that you could decide on as citizens that MPs can walk, but they can't walk. They must have some facilitation for them to do the work of an MP and oversight. Thank you.
I was wondering, one time I was asking where you said with Christian, where do all these people who are driving big cars get the money from? They are not MPs. Where do the Ugandans get the money from? So if you are here and you think that Ugandans are still as poor as as you left them, then you are lost. They are not. At least something good is going on there. They can afford some things, and it is true. I want to confirm to you that the vehicles we are using, although they are very big, they are not new. You see, it is very expensive to use these big cars, but because of our roads, that's why we are using in Karamoja, for example. You have to climb mountains, you have to climb hills to reach your destination. Is it good for your MP to get stuck on the way? How do you feel? So that's why we are using these. They are expensive, it is very expensive to use.
I'm Beatrice Mpaire, MP, Bulisa District. Bulisa is Midwestern Uganda. The only thing I'm advising you is we need to get good relationship between members of parliament and the community, because you cannot begin expecting a member of parliament to begin moving or maybe using a bike like a person who is coming from 200 miles away from where the parliament is. If it is like a leisure within the town, someone can do it. The only thing we have to create good rapport between the two people so that we can develop our country. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Eva Sibebazare. I am representing Bank of Uganda. I'm a financial analyst. Our role here was mainly to sell government securities. This is a good opportunity to tell the people in the diaspora that they can invest back home. People have been complaining that when you live in Europe, in London, you have very beautiful roads But when you go back home, you suffer with the potholes and poor infrastructure generally. So now, as government of Uganda, from 2012, we started to issue government securities mainly for infrastructure development. So our role here now is to tell you about this opportunity. You can invest back home for a good cause. That's for the development of our infrastructure. But also, you benefit because the rates are quite attractive. If you came by the stall, I showed the rates are ranging between 11% and 14%, something you won't get here because the rates in London are about 0.5%. So it would be a good thing for you to invest back home. I know people have some worries about the money being misused, but we've had a good track record. We have a zero default rate, and we are rated by international agencies like Standard & Poor's and Fitch Ratings, and we have a relatively good rating. So it's to encourage you, please invest back home, love your country, invest for the development of our infrastructure. And if you want any further information on how you can do this, please walk to the stall. Thank you.